Mr. Bachchan, I watched an interview that Ranbir did with you, in which you told him about a scene in Black which you completely hate because...
Yeah, do you have to keep reminding me?
Because in retrospect, you've looked at it and you felt you could have done it much better, but now it's done and it's over.
Yeah.
It makes me want to ask all of you, is there a specific scene in one of your films, perhaps a film that people really love or a scene that the audience has really enjoyed, that you can see the problems with, that you can see or, how you could have done it better, but now it makes you feel bad that you can't?
Most of my work.
Yeah, I think actors feel that
Look
about
back
all of
at
their
your
films.
work and you feel like there's a lot.
Yeah, सबको लगता है ऐसे कुछ सालों के बाद देखा या कुछ महीनों के बाद देखा you feel you could have done better.
In the same interview, Mr. Bachchan, you spoke about the sabbatical that you took for 3 years and how you look back at that as a mistake now. You said, I should never have done that. I shouldn't have been away from the cameras and the studios. In this profession, there's always someone waiting around the corner, someone who's better than you, better looking than you, more popular, and he will take your place. That was very candid, Mr. Bachchan. I want to ask all of you, what are your big insecurities?
Well, that's factual, isn't it? Everyone can't be popular for the rest of their lives. कोई ना कोई तो आएगा, नया आएगा, जो कि next generation को ज़्यादा अच्छा लगेगा, more popular होगा.
I will leave an insecure man after this interview. It's feeling more secure till I got here. But that is the truth. That is the truth. Yes, sir. That is the truth.
I think it's very egoistic to suddenly decide, I'm taking a break for 3 years. It's wrong. It's a wrong kind of feeling to have. Every day you learn something in front of the cameras. And to just say, I'll take a break for 3 years and then come back and assume that, you're going to be in the same position is a fallacy. You're never like that.
Were you extremely surprised?
No, I wasn't surprised because I was hearing and seeing and knowing what was happening. And then when I made some attempts to do some movies, they didn't work. And the whole equation changes, the crowd is not attracted to you. The people don't look at you the same way as they used to look at you before. You can enter a restaurant and, cause mayhem, and you can enter again and nobody looks at you. So you go through that phase.
Seems a bit fast.
No, seriously, I'm telling you. You realize the differences.
Was that frustrating?
No, I think you come to know that this is bound to happen, and you have to accept it.
Is that a fear that you all have at the back of your heads? Is that something that actors grapple with permanently?
I think it's a reality that you live with. I think to address it as a fear would pretty much be addressing the truth as fear. You have to accept it and you have to learn to focus on the craft and improve upon yourself and not allow outside perception to define your own perception of yourself. Because I think an actor is driven by his belief in himself. If you can't trust yourself, then I think that shows. There has to be a certain honesty and focusing on the process. And results are really, they'll never be what you expect them to be. So why focus on them?
Sure.
Sorry. No, I just said that. I said it in the interview also with Ranbir. There were some audiences there before the camera started. So when I walked in, there was applause and all that. But when he walked in, and everything. So those are the differences you notice, yeah.
But for me, I feel I'm still in a growing phase.
While we were walking here, as a matter of fact, while we were walking here, nobody looked at me. They were all saying, hello, Ranbir, how are you doing? So you realize that,
It's not true. So actually, the rest, 3 of us got in quietly.
Yeah,
Maximum noise
we were
when
like,
the both
we
of
were
you
taking
walking
that-
in together.
We were taking that underground.
I came with him so that, we could hear some noise. I came in with him because we could hear some noise.
So now we're not going to believe you for the rest of the interview now.
No, seriously, I'm
just
telling you.
taken it there now.
I'll tell you some more facts later on.
So what I was saying is like I'm in a growing phase as an actor, as a person. So I haven't reached that acceptance stage that Amit Uncle was talking about. Okay, tomorrow's I want to be there. I won't have the opportunities. Somebody better is going to take my place. I think it'll also make me a little too content if I accept so early. I still want to grow. I want to do better. So I haven't reached that stage yet in my life. That I feel that somebody is going to take my place.
मुझे लगता है ये कुदरत का असूल है. एक बंदा गलती नहीं करेगा तो दूसरे की बारी कैसी आएगी. सो ये नेचर ही करती है. बंदा कई बार सोचता है कि मैं ऐसा डिसीजन गलत ले गया. मुझे लगता है ये असूल है.
पर ये दिमाग के पीछे रहता है जब आप काम कर रहे हो. And is that a healthy way to work?
Not at all.
No, but then I also think that it's not our fault because we're so heavily conditioned that one day you'll earn money and there'll be recognition is when you'll be successful, is why we want to hold on to it. But if you're not looking at it, you're not insecure. I'm not saying that it's completely the seduction of this fame is absent. It is there, but you're not looking forward to it for most of the time. Personally speaking, I get insecure because every time people say that this was a good shot or probably a good performance, I didn't know how it happened. So I'm not in control. So the knowing or understanding of the absence of control is what gives me this insecurity. That's it.
I think there's a general sense of, I think you realize as you spend more time in this medium, and maybe it's true for many, and this is what we do, so this is what we understand. It's driven by success. It's not driven by excellence. It's not driven by achievement. It's just essentially, primarily driven by success. And nobody knows what success is and how to get it. So I think that's an insecurity that lies in this profession because of the nature of it.